Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk less shit. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we popping. Let's go.
Hi, what it be like, Dave?
What's up, man? What's up? What's
popping in these streets? What's good? Yo, what's popping, Panther Nation? We got the W's back. Dave, I forgot. Do we need to play Sweet Caroline, or is it too early? It's too soon.
We better do it now because we might not be playing it, depending on what's going to happen on whatever else is going on. You better get these tunes out of here now. You better get these bars out now.
Nah, I ain't playing it for preseason, though. I ain't doing all that for preseason. y'all don't even want Sweet Caroline for real anyway. So we have
we gotta come up with another theme song, man. We need maybe a J. Cole. No, we'll get flagged. Maybe I can ask Fonte to play a track from him or something with a Carolina line in or something.
Maybe we need like a P.D. Pablo or something. We'll do Raise Up or something like that.
No, I don't want to get flagged. See, we gotta.
True.
You gotta go independent. You gotta. I'll make a phone call. Let me see if I can get some kind of hype track from Tay. Let me see.
We need something. Maybe we got to hit up Cuddy for another celebration song. We'll hit up Cuddy to see if he can come up with a celebration song for us. But yeah, man. So as you can see, the energy is up. That's because we got a W, and so it's always good. And we saw some good things. We saw some not so good things, and we're here to break all of that down. But before we get into that, Dave, we got to get through the particulars. How was your weekend? How you feeling? Is your mental good? Are you okay?
Oh, man, let me tell you guys something. First of all, before we even get into that, I need to apologize. I didn't do fantasy videos this week because it's been a long week last week. And so I'm going to probably do a Patrons only Zoom and take questions for fantasy later this week. I'm going to iron down a date and make that happen at some point this week. But my weekend was good, man. I surprised my buddy G. He turned 40, so we drove down to Virginia overnight on Friday. Surprised him on Saturday and drove back to Rhode Island on Sunday. So it was a pretty good weekend. But then when we got back on Sunday, my son tested positive for COVID. So now we out here. Yeah. I wish the daycare. Yeah, he's fine now. I was scared at the beginning because he was getting a lot of symptoms at the beginning, but he's okay now. But he still can't go to daycare for a week, maybe 2. Yeah. So that sucks. So I'm managing that aspect right now. So other than that, though, man, it was good. I still plan on being in training camp tomorrow on Wednesday. That's the plan.
Yeah, we need you out there, Dave. We got to get some footage for the Patreon members if you can. Patriots might.
Oh no, that's the plan. That's the plan, but Patriots plays a little bit different than they do it at the stadium, B. They do it at the stadium, B. The security is serious there. So we're gonna see how we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes tomorrow.
We'll see. All right. So yeah, man, it was cool for me. I went to the beach one last time before school starts. That was our last trip before school starts. So we just went to the beach for a couple of days. That was it, man. Same old, same old. I watched the game pretty much, on the road, essentially. Went back and watched it again. So, yeah, man, just a chill weekend for your boy. School's about to ramp up here in a little bit. So, just trying to relax. That's all. Just trying to relax. All right, Dave, let's go ahead and jump into this content because it's a lot to get to. It's a lot to get to, and we're gonna go ahead and dive
by the
in.
way, I'm gonna let the chat know right now, guys. If y'all talk about Better Call Saul in this chat, I ain't watching the chat no more. Because as soon as the show's over, that's when I'll be watching. So, because the finale's on right now. So,
well, you might.
So let's get into it, man.
You might have spoke it up. Did anybody mention Better Call Saul before you said anything?
It don't matter.
See, you might have ruined your shot.
Nah,
all right, so let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get into this thing, Dave. Oh, my bad. Brian Burns, Dave. He is on the top 100. That's our first Panther in the top 100. Dave, how you feeling about that? You know, he's finally got his shot. Made a Pro Bowl. He's in the top 100, starting to get the recognition that most Panthers fans. Let's be clear. It's a section of the fan base that really doesn't rock with Brian Burns for some reason, because he does over pursue sometimes, and so like if some people like really not fans of Brian Burns like that, which is really weird. But what you feel about this, Dave?
It's about right, about where I expected him to be honest with you. I mean, I figured he would definitely make the list. DJ Moore should make the list. And then it becomes a debate.
I think Chin should make the list.
Chin probably won't make the list.
He should. You said should. I'm saying should. DJ Moore should definitely be on the list.
Would he be higher than Burns?
No,
I don't think he would be higher than Burns.
Probably not due to his last. That's because they were playing around where he played last year. If they would have just kept him as a hybrid guy, he would have.
And that's the reason why I don't think he'll make the list. Technically, Hassan Reddick should make this list too.
Hassan Reddick will probably make the list for sure.
Yeah,
he should definitely be top 50, bro. Back-to-back 12-sack seasons.
But
I told y'all about that. He should definitely be on the list.
Reddick should definitely be on the list. So, like, if you count Reddick, Brian Burns, and then after that, it's DJ, and that's probably the only three. I think
DJ Moore should definitely make this list. He's probably not.
No, he got to make the list.
DJ Moore should absolutely be on this list, bro. He's a top 100 player.
Oh yeah, he got to make the list. If this is the only player we get, that's a travesty.
It is a travesty, though. It's a travesty.
Yeah.
DJ Moore should be on the list.
Yeah.
Christian might make it by default.
No.
He might.
No.
I think Christian will make it by default. I think he will.
You think so? You think they'll still vote on
him? Yeah, they will. C-Mac, they'll get voted in there, bro. Off the strength.
Where would he go? That means he'll have to be at the next show.
Man, he gotta be top 30. He gotta be top 40, top 30. It's C-Mac,
I mean,
bro.
but you gotta play, bro. Like you gotta play.
I feel you, but
somebody you can't put somebody in the top 40. He ain't played most of the year.
Like, they gonna do it. They gonna do it.
No way.
Watch. You want to put something
on?
Top
40? You think he's gonna be top 40?
Yeah.
No.
Put something on today?
What you want? What we doing?
We'll put a drink on it for Aggie Eagle, man. Put a drink on it.
That's fine. We'll put a drink on it. Expensive ass drink at Bank of America Stadium. That's fine. That's fine. We'll put a drink on it.
Hey, chat, don't let us forget this bet. Don't let us forget this bet.
We won't. Don't worry.
Don't let us forget this bet.
There's no way he makes top 40.
Top 40.
Top 40.
Like,
all right. Now,
top 40 like the tracks.
All right.
If he fit, if he's 50,
they already
did
100 through 51, right? They already did 100 through 51, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So if McCaffrey shows up between 41 and 50, I win.
And it don't count. You win, absolutely. I got it.
All right.
Clear. We're clear.
There's no way in hell. He shouldn't be on the list.
Dave shouldn't, and that's you come on, bro. You know it's all politics. This list is politics.
And it's the players vote. So that's the other thing I'm afraid.
And the players vote. Exactly. They know I see Mac roll. But anyway, let's move on. Shout out to Brian Burns. Shout out to Lucci, his brother, who was super excited. We got to get Lucci back on the show at some point. But yeah, man, Brian Burns, he's getting there, bro. I think he hasn't quite tapped into the full blown potential just yet. But I think, and I've said this multiple times on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I think there's a monster season loading for Brian Burns. I think it's just getting there and getting there and getting there. And I feel like this year is going to be his double-digit sack year. I think he's going to reach 10 to 12 plus sacks this year. I feel it. He's got to, because if not, then we might be in some trouble. Somebody on his defense got to generate some pass rush, and I think Brian Burns is going to be that guy. That's just my opinion. But so to me, 10 to 12 sacks for Brian Burns this year, I think that's attainable for him. All right, and he's about to get paid, so he's playing for a contract. He got the 5th-year option, so he's definitely about to try to. He's going to try to break the bank this year. So
I'm assuming you think we should resign him, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I thought we should have resigned. I thought we should have resigned Hassan. I thought we should have resigned Hassan, and I thought we should have paid them both. Yo, pass rushing is a premium position, bro. You can't just walk in there with nobodies. You got to have the pass rushers, B. So it's a premium position. You got to earmark the money for it. You put that money away, and you got to pay the dude. You got to pay him. You got to pay him, all right? So that's just my opinion. Brian Burns, 76 on top 100. Hopefully we get C-Mac. Hopefully we get DJ Moore in there as well. All right, and if C-Mac gets in there, top 40, then Dave owes me a drink. All right, let's get it. Camp Confidential, Dave, did you get a chance to watch Camp Confidential?
I did watch it.
Why you sound like that, bro? What's up with that? What's up with you, man?
I just felt like it could. I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it.
Me too.
I wasn't feeling it.
It was a little. To me, it was a little underwhelming. There was some good moments.
There was some good moments. The Sam Mills moment was dope. The Sam Mills moment was dope with JJ Jansen. That was dope. And I think watching Baker Mayfield coach. That was dope. That was cool.
Dope. And then the other moment was Jeremy Chin G-checking Dante Jackson for dropping all those interceptions in the huddle. See that. Yep. That was dope. I didn't add that to my list I put on Twitter, but that was a good moment to see Jeremy Chin, because he seemed so quiet and laid back, but he started. I don't know if he's been already exuding that leadership, but to see him actually step in and calm, like he ain't get. Dante Jackson's a rah dude. Like he's that guy. Jeremy Chin is like, bro, we gotta, it ain't about all right. Let's just handle our business. You gotta be better. And I like that. That was a dope moment. Dante and Robbie was pretty funny. Dante was jaw jacking pause at Robbie Anderson, and Robbie said, "Yo, it was an overthrown pass. You ain't do nothing. So relax." So yeah, that's pretty interesting too, man. It was funny, man. So it was some good moments in it, and like I said, but I'm with you, Dave. I was a little under these Camp Confidential joints be like super dope.
Yo, these joints be flames, bro. This one was a
little underwhelming to me. It was a little underwhelming to me.
And
I'm not gonna lie.
We had Matt Rule out here trying to motivate folks. And I'm like, all right, man. I see you trying, bro. I see you, dog.
Yeah, man.
I see you, man.
Man.
I see you,
it's so hard to watch him rah-rah.
For like 5 seconds, he had me, and then I remember who he was. And I was like,
It's that rah-rah,
You know
man.
what the problem was for me? Like, if I would have watched that without watching nothing on training camp, like I thought about this after I watched it earlier today. If I would have watched that without watching nothing about training camp, not watching the preseason game, I thought Matt Rule would have been cool. But the problem is, I watched that knowing that man's out here making the offense run laps because they celebrated before the ball hit the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So after that, I'm like, all right, dude, like, you out here talking good, and it could be true that, and I think this, and he's right. One thing he did say was right. There's a lot of talent on this roster, bro. There's some talent on this roster. There's some talent on this roster.
There is, and what I've been saying, that echoes my message. If you looked at my top 5 reasons to be excited, is that this roster on paper is a to me is a playoff roster. This team as a symbol can make a playoff push, considering everybody stays healthy. Right, that's a part of it too. Guys got to stay healthy. This roster on paper, to me, has the potential to be a wild card spot. I'm not saying we go into the Super Bowl, but once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I just feel like it's a coaching issue. I've always said that it's a coaching issue to me. Just my opinion. if the proper coaching is in place, this roster can go to the playoffs and maybe make some noise. But that being said,
when we started having the discussion points about the expectations for Rule and what should happen, we should make the playoffs with this roster. Point blank, period. We should, because when you look at the NFC right now, like there really ain't. We should be able to get a wild card spot with the teams that are in that conference right now. The AFC is stacked. There's going to be a really good team in the AFC that's going to miss the playoffs because of how stacked they are.
Right.
Like,
it happens.
No, but I'm just saying, like, when you consider that there's a scenario in the AFC where an entire division could make the playoffs. A legitimate scenario that the AFC West, all 4 teams can make the playoffs. That could happen. Like, so the AFC is built different than the NFC. The NFC's got some good quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong. But even when you think about somebody like the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, their top wide receivers right now is Allen Lazard and Christian Watson, who they just drafted. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams is gone. You know what I'm saying? So, like, things like that. You know, the Vikings should make a step up. The Vikings are going to be sneaky good. And not a lot of folks are talking about them. Like, but that's my point. Like, we got a lot of sneaky good teams. We could be one of those sneaky good teams. We have enough talent to do it. That's just all I'm saying.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Dave. But so Camp Confidential, again, I think that the best moment to me was that JJ Jansen that you touched on today. Mm-hmm. That JJ Jansen talking about Sam Mills and his induction to the Hall of Fame was super dope, and how he's connected to some of those guys that was connected to Sam. It was fire. Dope moment. He got a little emotional. That was fire, man. So it was cool, man. It was a good little, it was good. I don't want to portray as if it was terrible. It was not. It was good. It was a good Camp Confidential, but in comparison to the other ones that we've seen, I think it was, not the greatest. But it was a good one though. I enjoyed it. There was good moments in it. It had me locked in for 30 minutes. I didn't fast forward anything, so it was good. So
it's just my standards too high. My standards too high at this rate.
Nah, our team be knocking it out the park. They put out good work, and so the standard is high when you put out consistent good work like that. And so it is what it is. You win some, you lose some, and it was still good. It was still good. All right, any more thoughts on Camp Confidential?
No, I'm good on Camp Confidential, man.
Right, let's move on. So roster moves.
But one quick thing. It was interesting that how accurate they were getting that ball into the net, man. Like, it was like they never missed.
Yeah, like they never missed. Yeah, like I didn't like that edit because they had a lot of misses.
God.
Bro. They had a lot of misses, dog. I was out there and they was missing like hell.
Like, let me tell you something. I saw that and I was like, oh my God.
The hell out of that. They edited the hell out of that because they was missing for sure. All right, let's talk about these roster moves, Dave. Let's talk with the biggest one. Chris Westry, excuse me. That was a surprise cut. Everybody kind of, he's 6'4". He's a cornerback. He's got some size and speed. Did not have the best game. He was getting torched. I think he gave up, I believe 4 passes for 39 yards. He was targeted 4 times. All 4 of them were caught, I believe, for 39 yards. You can correct me on that. But it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. He got cut. And, Tay Haynes, him having a great game, that didn't help either. And people, Tay Haynes, great. You got to remember, he was on our practice squad last year. So he didn't just exactly get off the bus kind of just hooping. He was with us for a short stint last year. So he's a little bit familiar with the system. But Chris Westry, it was the biggest name on this list. Is out of here. I think that makes room for maybe a potential keeper on the list. I think it makes room specifically for Kalon Barnes. I know I thought that Barnes was going to be on that bubble, but with Barnes, Westry now gone, I think Barnes is almost a lock to at least stay on the roster. But Darius Bradwell, he's cut, running back. Nate Becker, who ended up getting cut, he was clear. He did not clear waivers. He was awarded to the Green Bay Packers. And he's one of the tight ends that we just signed recently. We dealing with a lot of tight end injuries and people missing. So he got cut, and the Packers claimed him. Wyatt Miller, offensive lineman, was cut. Kamal Martin was cut, but he ended up landing on IR. Devin Jones was also cut, was another cornerback. So that's kind of where we stand with the moves. And there's going to be a couple more moves. I think the roster's down to 85, 84, depending on what you're looking at. I think the Devin Jones cut just happened. So they may have an extra roster spot going into the practices next week or this.
They got to be down to 85, right?
Yeah, 85. So that'll make it. Yeah, they're already there. I think they'll have an extra roster spot though with Devin Jones, because Devin Jones was just cut from IR. So they might have an extra spot to sign somebody. So but yeah, any thoughts on the cut, Dave? Any thoughts on Westry?
Nah, I mean Westry was interesting, but considering the game he had, I wasn't shocked by it. I mean, because I think you could argue that the cornerback position is probably the deepest positions we got. There's a strong argument for it. There's a strong so there ain't no point of you out here keeping folks who out here getting torched, no matter what their height is, because their height didn't save them. Yeah, I mean,
it's true. He had all the tools though. He had more just height. He had size. He had speed. He had the intangibles that really, honestly, Matt Rule. That's all he touts is give me the guys with the traits, and I'll coach them up. And apparently, we couldn't kind of coach him up. But Westry has experience. He bounced around the league for a little bit. So, he'll find a home somewhere.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
he will.
All right. Any other thoughts on the roster moves?
All right, man. We'll see because the next one's a bigger cut, right? It goes from 85 to what? 75 or
85 to I think 70. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I got it. Give me 1 second. Sorry. It goes from it's 80. So on the 23rd, we got to get down to 80. And then we got to go from on the 30th, we got to get down to 53. So it's a huge cut.
80 to 53.
80 to 53. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So they only got to cut right now, unless they add somebody, they only got to cut 4 more guys. And then that's when it's decision time.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll probably bring somebody in to kind of compete and fill out the roster. But or Shaq could get activated, because Shaq is on the pup right now. So Shaq could get activated and take that last spot.
That might be why they went down to 84.
That could be why they went down to 84. I just thought about that.
Ready to get in.
Just thought about that. Speaking of injuries, so injury updates. As you can see, like I said again in my top 5 reasons to be excited about the Panthers in 2022 is that we're healthy. Matt Rule gave an update on these guys' health. Marquise Haynes is kind of day to day. He was going to almost play, but Matt Rule didn't let him play in the game because he said he wasn't quite 100%, more like 95%. So he kind of let him, say, hey, hang out. We'll wait until next week. And J.C. Horn is back. He's dealing with that foot soreness, but he didn't play in the game. But obviously he's back practicing. They're probably going to take it easy with him. C.J. Henderson, he's back from that rolled ankle. Keith Taylor is coming back from the hamstring. That's great news. Terrace Marshall is back as well on the lower leg strain. All these guys are back practicing. Are they going to play in a game? I'm not sure, but at least they're back practicing. And then Shaq Thompson is still out. He's still on the pup with the knee injury. And then CJ Saunders will be out 1 to 2 weeks with the quad. Outside of that, man, we pretty much good to go. That's it. So, bro, not back injuries. They don't have back. It means that they're back from practice. They're back to practice.
They're back to practice, man.
That's funny. My bad. I thought about changing that. I thought about changing the word because I knew somebody was going to say that, but they're back to practice is what I meant. They're returned. Yeah, they returned from practice to practice. My bad.
Hilarious.
I should have changed. I thought about it. Trust me. I thought about it.
Besides the fact that all the injuries are right there, but it's okay. That's hilarious.
It's all right. It's all good. I knew somebody was going to say it, and I thought about changing it, and I didn't.
No, nigga. It was just a joke. No worries.
No, it's all good. Yes, it's funny. Upper or lower back. That's funny. But yeah, so CJ Saunders, I think, that sucks for him because I think he was making strides. I think he ends up on IR to try to keep him. He'll probably end up on short-term IR, something like that. maybe the 6-week IR, and then we'll see what happens from there. And then I think he ends up probably making the roster at some point. But yeah,
if you are a player, they gotta make it through waivers. I believe it's like during this period, if you IR a player, another team can scoop them up. So keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the injuries. But like I said, right now we got a clean bill of health. Not too many teams can say that. It's a lot of injuries happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So just hope, again, knocking on the wood, hopefully we can stay healthy, bro. But it's so far so good.
Zach Wilson, I mean, the Jets dodged a
bullet
with Zach Wilson.
My bad. You're right. Ian Thomas. So the update on Ian Thomas is that he I think he's back. He was back catching the football. So my bad. I did not add him to this list. But he is back catching the football. So I don't think it's gonna be too serious for him. But yes, he is currently injured, and I forgot to add him to this list here. So you're right. And DJ's been wearing the green jersey. That he's got a shoulder soreness. So that means don't touch him. I think he could go if it was a game, but I don't think it's anything too serious. They're just trying to, protect him from the practice hits. So he's okay. He's okay. All right. So let's move on. All right. So real quick, make sure you follow us at Panther Nation PC on all socials, all that good stuff, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. And if you want to become a Patreon member, join us at Panther Nation PC, patreon.com/Panther Nation PC, excuse me. The shout out to all the MVPs. Listen, I got this right because I went there and did the export. All these names are right. Shout out to Steve Francois. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And then Latrice, shout out to her as well. Both of you are Larice, could be a dude. I don't know how you say that, Dave. Antoine.
Larice, but I look. Listen,
I don't know. I don't know. My
Antoine
bad.
Tells me it might be a dude, and if it's not a dude, I apologize.
Yeah, my bad. Shout out to you anyway, Mr. or Mrs. Wright. I apologize. As a new MVP member as well. Got a lot of MVPs, man. Shout out to y'all. Again, we still got, I think, 3 more tickets to give away. So that's gonna come up in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned to that. And we also got, I gave away a ton of stuff. And by the way, all the stuff that I gave away on the last show, should hit the mailbox like today or tomorrow. I did 2-day shipping on most of it. I know Abby, she tagged me on Twitter saying that she got hers. So everybody that wants something, you should have the jersey. If you want a jersey, you should have it in the mail today or tomorrow. And again, the tickets, if you want a ticket, I will send those tickets out here pretty soon. So stay tuned. And we still got 3 more tickets to give away. So stay tuned to that as well. And I got more jerseys to give away. I went back to practice. I got more jerseys. I got duplicates of Icky's. I got a Matt Corral duplicate. So stay tuned. I'm not going to do any giveaway. I got the one giveaway to do from my top 5 video with the Luke 8x10. I'll do that towards the end of the show, but I'll get that away later. But I'm not doing any more giveaways other than that one. All right, for right now. All right, so franchise play. Shout out to the franchise. Appreciate y'all contribution to the show. And shout out to the free agents, man. We got like 50, 60-something free agents. Shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Monty and shout out to Harrison. Also new free agents. So we appreciate y'all contribution to the show, man, for real. Much appreciated. All right. Dave, Underdog Fantasy real quick.
Before we get into Underdog Fantasy, make sure you guys like the stream so far, man. We got almost 400 people watching, so we should be able to get to 300, 350 likes easy right now. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like it. And if you haven't subscribed, please, man, please, sir, do that as well. Now, let's talk about Underdog Fantasy. Now, we know that the football season is approaching. They are already doing over-unders during the preseason. So I don't want to give too many tips, but I think this is the opportunity to take advantage of the fact that they're doing these preseason games for the over-unders, because these cats ain't playing the whole game. So if you really so check out the over-unders. If you get 3 right, you win 6 times your money. All right. Underdog Fantasy. I'm always an advocate for this company. I think they have some really, really great games. They're doing best ball for NFL right now. They're also already starting best ball for the NBA. So it's an opportunity to take advantage of a lot of things before more movement happens. They're doing best ball for hockey. They already got things going on in baseball when it comes to tournaments. You can do over-unders in baseball. You got over-unders in WNBA for UFC and other MMA. Esports, they do over-unders for as well. If you get 5 of them right, you could take home 20 times your slip. So, for example, if you put in a $25 slip, you win $500 if you can get 5 right. I've hit it a few times, so I know you can as well. So go to underdogfantasy.com and sign up and use the code PNP when you sign up at Underdog Fantasy. It really helps out the channel, guys. Once again, underdogfantasy.com and use the code PNP, and they're still matching your first $100. So if your first deposit is $100, you get an additional $100. So go to underdogfantasy.com and use the code PNP when you sign up. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, let's get into this thing. Stock up, stock down is back. Stock up, stock down is back, Dave. So we gotta shout out a couple people, man, for stock up. I don't think I had a stock down, man. I was tempted to put one up here, and I'll talk about some concerns I have. But since it's just preseason, I didn't put anybody on stock down. So hold that thought, Dave. I know you want to G-check somebody, Dave, but just relax, okay? We'll get there.
Why do you think I want to G-check somebody? I'm such a peaceful person.
I feel like you ready to get somebody some smoke. But Dave, I gotta give a huge shout out to Corey Littleton, man. Let me tell y'all something. I wasn't expecting this kind of play from him. This man was all over the field. He had he's the one that I gave Jeremy Chin the credit for the punch out, and it's actually Littleton that punched the football out and caused the fumble. And so if we're gonna get this version of Littleton all year, our linebacking core might be much, much better than we thought, Dave. Like, because we've been out here kind of punishing our linebacking core.
Mm-hmm.
And if Corey Littleton, if we get the Rams version of Corey Littleton, which was what I saw against the Commanders, then our linebacking core could be pretty good. Dave, what's your thoughts on Corey Littleton, man?
He had a good game, man. I hope this keeps up because, I am expecting a lot out of our defense this season, bro. I am still concerned about the pass rush aspect, but he balled. Littleton balled. I think that position might, like you said, might be much better than what we thought it was going to be. And that'll be great because at least I feel confident in our back seven. I'm still worried about our front four.
Fair enough. So. We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll address that. But yeah, man, I was pleasantly surprised with Corey Littleton. Again, very small sample size because he only played, I think, 8 snaps. But them Jones was impactful, bro. Like, he was all over the place. Him and Louvu. I think Louvu played 1 snap. The 1 snap where he shot the gap and got a stop. I think it was a tackle for loss. And he was done for the rest of the game. Like, Louvu also, I'm telling y'all, like, I slept a little. I knew Louvu was going to be good. But I question whether he can do it through. And again, he only played 1 snap. So it's still a very small sample size. But when he's on the field, he's impacting the game. Can he do it the entire season, in an entire game? We'll have to see. Because he's going to be the man now. And they're gonna kind of come at you. And once they start adjusting to you, he gonna kill. But that 1 snap, bro, he was the guy that he shot the gap and was killing. I was like, this is wild, man. See how quick he got through the whole pause. It's like, I'll admit, this dude's balling. So shout out to Louvu and shout out to Corey Littleton. I think our linebacking core could be something special. And it would be a great, great, great surprise for me because, again, that's one of the positions we were really thin at, in my opinion, before the season started. I was just questioning what version of Littleton we were going to get, and I wasn't really sold on Damian Wilson. But, if that's what we're going to get, man, we're going to be all right. We'll see what happens. All right, let's move on, Dave. Who else we got? Brady Christensen, Dave. Listen. Let's have a conversation here, Dave, because I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question, Dave, because this man has done nothing. And if you've been watching this show since last year, we tracked his performances at left guard. We tracked his performances at left tackle, and we know that Brady Christensen is a better tackle than he is guard. Right? We know that based on his performances. Dave, in this game, he played 16 snaps at left guard, 12 snaps at left tackle, and did not give up any pressures in either position. No pressures given up, bro. All right. Played a total of 28 snaps. So, I mean, the guy, the guy's a baller, bro. Like, so my question is this. Here's my question for you, Dave. If Brady Christensen would have got the full look last year at tackle, do you still think we would have drafted Icky?
Nope.
That's why I have a problem with this. Because Icky is not taking, I'm telling you, everybody keeps talking about the guard and it moved Icky to guard. Icky is not going to be the one move. It's going to be Christensen that is the one that moves to guard, not Icky. Icky took, we'll talk about the rookies. We've got the rookie report later. But Icky took, I think, 16 snaps. They were all left tackle. Icky is not going to be the one that moves. It's going to be
Christensen.
Brady.
Like I said, like I've been saying. So here's the thing. Here's my thing, right? We harped all last season that they should be playing this man more at left tackle.
Bro, we was kind of nobody. Well, maybe Cody.
Maybe Cody. But Cody probably pound the table just as much as us when it comes to him playing left tackle.
Cody from C3 shot to C3 might have pounded the table more for Brady Christensen than P&P to play left tackle. We close second.
Yeah, but that being said, the fact that man didn't get to play left tackle told me that they're going to draft one. So, and that means they were going to push him back to guard. They never thought this man to being a viable left tackle. They had that man. They said he was a second round guard. You know what I'm saying? So when you take off, they said he was a second round guard, third round tackle, whatever the hell they said at the time when they drafted Christensen. I thought the kid was good. I thought he could play left tackle. I felt like he didn't get the opportunity. And it was obvious that Rule didn't want to give him the opportunity. And we've already, and shout out to 4-man rush as well. They've had former offensive linemen saying they didn't understand why he didn't get the opportunity to play the position. Right. So now you made the decision to take Icky at left tackle, which I'm fine with. But now you got this guy right here that probably would have been able to play the position. I will say this. Now you do have you have depth at the left tackle position. I guess it's a positive thing to take out of that. It's a great problem to have. But at the same time, we had other needs than left tackle last year at the draft, bro.
Yeah,
we had other needs.
That's where you get issue. Because I hate to play that you shoulda, coulda, woulda. But if this dude Brady Christensen would have got a better look last year, and it speaks to a bigger problem, right? We get up here and we talk about Rule all the time. We talk negatively about him. If this doesn't if this isn't red flag central to you, like if you're not looking at this and questioning what's going on, then you're being a sheep, in my opinion. You're just taking what's given to you and you're not thinking logically. Sometimes you gotta look past the surface of what's going on. And if Brady Christensen was drafted and we had nobody playing. Our left tackle situation was horrendous last year.
Terrible, man.
You could have played him at left tackle and been just fine. You could have did this, and he would have been just fine. And you may or may not have drafted Icky. Now, like Dave said, it's a great problem to have, but we had other places we could have went with pick number 6, bro.
Bro.
And I hate doing this. I do.
No, but not because I love Icky. I love Icky. I do. I really do. I love him. I love Icky. But and I'm glad he's on our squad. But it's just, for me, it's like, bro, we had so many needs at 6. And no, guys, I didn't want us to take a quarterback at 6 either. But my point is that we could have taken a pass rusher. We could have taken a safety. There's a lot of options we could have taken.
We could have traded back and cleaned up, for real.
We could have.
That's what we could have did. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to play that game, but we have Icky now, and Icky's going to be great. Like, don't get me wrong. He's going to be great. Very good. It's going to be damn good. But it's just now you're playing these games, and I think you're taking from both of them by not putting someone there and giving them the reps. It applies to the quarterback position too. Like these things that we're doing with these games about splitting reps and all, it killed Brady Christensen last year. And now we're doing the same thing. Now we're doing it with Icky. We're giving him half the reps. And now they're doing the same thing with the quarterback. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But you can't play the games with these guys. You got to give them the reps. And I just feel like Christensen is he's getting so screwed right now. He's getting screwed, bro. And credit to him because right? he a lunch pail dude. Like he just going to work. And shout out to Brady Christensen, man, for real. Because that's got to be tough. It's got to be tough and frustrating.
Well, here's the other thing you got to consider. If Christensen ends up starting, let's say hypothetically, right? Let's say Christensen wins the left tackle job, which is still a possibility. Let me be clear. It's still a possibility. It's plausible, right? But no, it's plausible. I mean, out of all the competitions, this is probably more legitimate than that quarterback one. So it's plausible, right? If that does happen, y'all are going to lose y'all shit when Icky's sitting on the bench. Because that's what's going to happen.
People are going to flip out if Icky's on the bench.
Like, let me tell you guys something. All you Christensen truthers, and I like Christensen too, don't get me wrong, but my point is, if Christensen wins that left tackle job, Icky is going to be on the bench. And Michael Jordan is going to be our starting left guard. Like, I just want you guys to understand that. And the snap counts show that is the case.
So I don't know who you're talking about, but I don't know. There is no problem playing
Christensen at guard. I don't have a problem with it.
There's no problem playing either one of those guys at guard. It's about getting the best player in a position, getting the best player out there, right? Whoever's the best left tackle, put him out there. The problem with putting Icky at guard is that he hasn't taken any reps there.
Not an ounce.
Maybe not since early in training camp, because I haven't seen it. He ain't taking reps in a game at guard, so you don't want to throw him in there.
Y'all, man,
and he ain't taking no reps.
Y'all need to be like, you guys need to be prepared that if Christian wins this job, Icky is going to sit on the bench as a 6th overall pick. Yeah, and then we're going to have different questions to ask.
And valid
questions. Bro, valid questions. I really, because it doesn't appear that they're going to put Icky at guard, guys. It doesn't appear that's going to happen.
Hasn't happened. It hasn't happened, bro. But we'll see what happens. Again, it's a good problem to have, though.
It's a great problem to have.
Put in the context of how bad our offensive line's been, nobody should be complaining about this. It's just that it's frustrating when you look at it. I'm not looking at this issue in a vacuum. Like, I'm looking at the overall issue about talent evaluation and putting guys in the proper spot. Like, that's a problem that I'm seeing.
I'm looking at it as you just drafted somebody in the top 10 and he's not starting. That's what I'm looking at it as.
Fair enough.
That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? You drafted a guy in the top 10 and he ain't starting. You drafted a guy at a position of need at the time, according to y'all. And it was a position of need because you didn't know what the hell you had at Christensen. It was a forced position of need because you didn't take the time to evaluate what you already had. So now we're sitting here. You drafted a position of need at the time. He has to be starting week 1. And if he's not starting week 1, that's a failure, dog. That's bad.
All right, we got a couple more people to get to, man. Shout out to Brady Christensen, man. Lunch pail dude. He ain't saying nothing. He just going out to doing his job.
No, he ain't.
Man.
He ain't. And props to him for not causing ruckus, because let me tell you something, bro. He's got a legitimate beef. And I'm going to answer this question, then we can move on. Look, man, I don't mind trying Icky at left guard. I just don't see them doing it.
No, I agree, Cody. I think Icky should.
We should.
If he's not playing tackle, I think he would be a damn good guard. The problem is, if you go back to his time at State, you go back to even now, he hasn't taken many reps there. He's been a tackle his whole career. And so when you take him and then try to move him, there's going to be some growing pains. Those pains should be figured out now. Like, you should have been doing that in training camp. So when you say putting somebody at guard, yeah, let's try it. I'm down. I agree with you. Let's do it. The problem is I don't want him just throwing out there just to say just because he was a number 6 overall pick and we got to find somewhere for him. Nah, you gotta put him where he's best, where he's gonna succeed and where he's best. But you also got to have the best left tackle. If he can't beat Christensen at left tackle, then it is what it is. You have to have the best. You have to have the best guy out there at left tackle. You have to. So Again,
listen, Rashad.
tough place to be in, but yeah,
we're both agreeing on this. We both know what the problem is. I've tried to tell you what the problem is, and y'all thought I was being too hard on Rule. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move.
We know what the problem is.
Let's move.
You guys know what it is too.
Yeah,
you guys know what it is. Y'all know what it is.
Shout out to Shy Smith, man. Shy Smith had a game, and I think Shy Smith, he's a guy that definitely benefited from CJ Saunders going down because he's been balling ever since. He's been balling ever since, bro. Like for real. And I'm proud of this cat because I honestly I ain't gonna hold you. I thought he was kind of borderline gonna make the team, and then CJ Saunders goes down, and now he's balling. He had 2 receptions on 5 targets. For 34 yards, right? So he's averaging 19 yards, 17 yards 17 yards per reception. So, and it was a lot of yak. I think both of his catches were on 3rd down, right? So that's dope when you got a Mr. 3rd down. Remember, like we had in Wright, like when you can go to this dude and he's gonna ball out on 3rd down. He was the 3rd down god on Saturday. Like he was killing, and so I love to see him. I love to see him out there, and I also like to see him getting return snaps. That's huge. That makes Roberts expendable, to be honest with you, because he can. Shy's Shy's probably gonna be a better receiver than Roberts. I don't know. He's not gonna be a better return man than Roberts. So that's Roberts' thing. But if you can combine those 2 things, you make essentially Roberts expendable. So I like Shy, man. He was looking good. I'm proud of him because he was disappearing for. I didn't see him all camp until CJ Saunders went down.
Yeah, Shy has understood the urgency now. Because like you said, bro, I think he was on the bubble to make the team. I think Saunders was giving him some problems, bro. And because he would have to compete if he didn't make the team as one of those receivers, he would have to try to get in as a return. And there's competition on both ends. So he knows that he's got to play. He understood the urgency and he showed up. He had a good game, man. Simple as that. He had a good game. So shout out to him. I hope he makes the team. I think he's going to now. I think the Saunders injury is going to get him an opportunity to get ahead in the pack, but we're going to see.
Quail says, do we think Terrace Marshall's going to bust? I certainly hope not.
I'm not ready to say that yet. This man about to go into his second years.
Yeah,
I'm not. We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think he's. You can't put. I got too much hope for Terrace. I can't even say that, bro. I can't even speak those words.
I can't do that yet.
But the injuries, bro. The injuries are tough. The injuries are tough.
Hey, man. I'm not doubting the injuries are tough, but I can't do that yet. They got good value drafting them where they drafted them. So it was worth the risk at the time. Now you can have the question of whether or not they weren't consistent when it comes to taking risks, because we can get into Trey Smith if you like, but I know you don't want to. All right, but
shout out to Shy Smith, man.
Yeah, Shy had a good game, point blank period.
Yep,
can't knock it.
All right, special teams, Dave. First of all, I got to come up here, Dave. And
shout out to Joey Sly. Shout out to Joey Sly. All right, still missing extra points.
Joey Sly missed extra point. He did. He did miss extra point. Stock down for Joey Sly.
I ain't forget. Think I forgot? No, I ain't forget. All right, moving on.
Dave, I gotta come up here and I gotta eat some crow, Dave. I gotta eat some crow on this puncher slander I was giving out. On the puncher slander, Dave, because your boy Hecker was flipping the field. He was flipping the field. I gotta give y'all some props on the puncher slander. I was a little rough on Hecker, bro. I was a little rough on Hecker.
I get it, man. After we draft somebody like Fletcher, and then he don't even play a snap for us when we could have had Trey Smith. I understand your disdain for some of these cats on special teams. I respect it. I get it. But Hecker's good, bro. We ain't had a good partner like that since Star run. So nah, that matters, bro. Especially if you try to play good defense.
He flipped the field. Yeah, I saw it. I synced it.
Yeah.
I synced it, Dave. I synced it. I had a long of 53, and he averaged 50 yards per punt. That's kind of insane. No
net John, bro. No net John, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, and then shout out to Zane Gonzalez going 3 for 3 and hitting the game winner. And shout out to JJ Jansen for just being JJ Jansen, a legend. So shout out to special teams, bro. They was rocking. And then shout out to all the coverage teams as well. The coverage teams, we didn't give up no big plays. We good for that. And shout out to everybody on special teams, bro. They was locked in. They was locked in, bro.
Big deal, dude. Big deal. So when you guys wonder why the Zillsters of the world make the team, this is why. This is important, bro.
Yeah, Erickson was on the other side.
Yeah. If you can flip the field, if you can make the field goals and not have to worry about it, dude, that works wonders for both the offense and the defense. Works wonders.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Hecker, man. Shout out to Hecker, dog. All right, moving on. That's about as much as you're gonna get from me. And Baker, Dave. Shout out to Baker. I thought Baker played well, considering his offensive line, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the offensive line to me didn't play that well. The starting offensive line, and Baker was under pressure. He took a big hit. I think when he threw that pass to Robbie, the deep pass, he took a big hit, bro. And I was a little concerned that his ribs might be jacked up or something. But yeah, man, Baker looked good. Baker, he did his thing. He did his thing. He went what? Went 4 of 7. He had 45 yards passing. And then listen, what I like is he took the deep shot. He took the deep shot to Robbie. I almost completed it. I felt like if he had a little bit more time, I'd put a little bit more stank on it. The safety came over and made a good play. But shout out to Baker, man. I like what I saw, and I'm happy. Hopefully he can get more reps. I would have liked to have seen Baker come out there and get the red zone reps that Sam got, but Sam had a hell of a throw to Higgins for the touchdown. So I ain't mad at the outcome. I would just have liked to seen Baker Mayfield get another red zone shot or a red zone shot, because I can't remember where the other drive ended. But I was a little pissed off when Sam Darnold walked out there or ran out there and capped off that drive after the turnover. So
I don't know why you were pissed off. You knew that was the plan.
I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen, but I would have thought that, they would have let at least see Baker get another shot in the red zone, right?
Didn't Sam get a play? Sam played 2 drives, didn't he?
Sam played, yeah, he played 2 drives.
That tells me something too.
He capped that off, and then he played. I think he got another drive after that. I think.
Yeah, you know what that tells me too.
What does that tell you, Dave?
That confirms this is your starter.
Who, Baker?
Oh yeah, but we knew that already.
We knew that already, man. It's not a competition.
But man. But we've been in this quarterback competition. Let me make sure I get my. I want to make sure they will show up in the shot. So we've been in this quarterback competition all this time, but it hasn't been no damn competition, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think that Baker was good. I just wish we would have saw a little bit more. I like the way the football team, the Commanders, handled their quarterback situation, and we're gonna talk about our rookie quarterback a little in a second. Just hold the thought on Corral. But I like the way the Commander, because Wentz played the entire first quarter, and then Heineke played the second quarter, and then Howell played the whole second half. That's how it should have went. That's how it should have went. But it didn't happen that way for the Panthers, because we out here playing around with the starting quarterback, knowing good and well Baker's going to be starting quarterback week 1. We all know that. The whole world knows it. But you playing semantics with it, and he's still standing behind it going into next week with the joint practices. We're still swapping the first team reps.
I'm gonna be intrigued, because like I said, I plan on being out there tomorrow on Wednesday, so I'm gonna be intrigued to see what this looks like. When I go out there in the joint practices, I think for their sake, I don't think that's wise, but I can't tell a head coach how to run his team, because we all know who's going to end up starting, bro. Like, Baker's got to be right terrible to lose this battle with Sam, and I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll see. What'll make me a believer that they're legitimately serious about this whole split rep shit is if Sam starts on against the Patriots this week. And by the way,
I think that's going to happen. I think that's going to happen.
And by the way, bro, if that happens, you want to talk about Sam losing the job? It's going to happen. That will happen.
I think I think, Dave, you're exactly right. I think because even Baker said after the game, he was like, oh, it's just my turn to start. So when he said my turn to start, I immediately said, oh, Sam's starting next week. It's like, it's right. It's written all over the wall.
Bro,
it's easy. It's predictable, bro.
Dog, the second game now is the game plan game. Yeah, it's the game plan game. Yeah. So like you're supposed to game plan for this one. You're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Because remember last year, Rule didn't play Darnold because he felt like, you know, they had enough reps during the joint practices. So maybe, just maybe, they might have that same story coming into this game against the Patriots. But
but he said that they're gonna split for reps in practice, first team reps in practice too.
We'll see.
So he may not get the full breadth of reps. Baker,
bro, let me tell you something. But like, besides the fact that Darnold might end up starting against the Patriots, Darnold starting against the Patriots isn't wise for Darnold's mental health. It's just not. It's just not. That team has traumatized that man in every opportunity it has. He's played the Patriots in every single year, including last year. Like, I don't know if it's wise to have that man trotting out there going up against the starting Patriots squad, who should have a good defense.
He sees ghosts when he goes against the Patriots.
He out here seeing Casper and shit. Like we got to stop the madness, man.
Yeah, they know how to get a Sam. I don't know what it is, but they know how to figure him out. But yeah, I think that's all I have for stock up, Dave. I didn't have any stock downs. I have some concerns, but not really stock down just yet. But
Pat F was not a stock down.
Hold that thought. We'll hold that thought, okay. Dave. This is real quick. This is the rookie report. As you all know, we track the rookies' performance throughout the entire season. And Dave, this is what it looks like. You know, Icky I think he had a solid game. He had 16 snaps, all of which were played at left tackle. He gave up one quarterback hit. You know, not a terrible game by any means. He just had a good game. A good game for Icky, good steady game. Matt Corral, we'll talk about him in a second, but he had 11 dropbacks, 9 attempts, 1 completion for 11 yards. Just hold that thought on him. Hold that thought real quick, Dave. Brandon Smith balled. Brandon Smith balled, bro. Bro, you have no idea. You have no idea how happy I was to see this. Bro, he's going to be a problem.
Dude, listen, I've been saying it all offseason. They're going to end up starting this. I was saying week 1, that man going to be starting. He might not be starting week 1, but it's going to be pretty damn close to the beginning of the damn season. That man going to be starting.
Just so earlier we talked about Littleton, right? We talked about Littleton being good. Mm-hmm. And if he can turn into his former Rams self, greatness is going to happen. Because you still got Luvu, you still got Shaq Thompson, and then you got Brandon Smith in rotation, who played great. Bro, he's so good already in coverage because he's so quick. He's so mobile. And you saw him break on that football when he had that pass breakup. Like, this dude is quick, and he's huge. Like, this is a big dude we're talking about. And he hasn't even filled out into his frame yet. Bro, he's going to be a problem. Yo, Brandon Smith is going to be a problem. And I'm proud because I kind of put the spotlight on him early at Penn State. I said, yo, this is who I want. And I drafted him damn near every mock draft. I've drafted Brandon Smith. Between him and Brian Robinson Jr., I was drafting those cats every single mock draft. And shout out to Brian Robinson, who was tearing a new one on us. Shout because I was like, man, Off top,
quick side note on that, bro. That Antonio Gibson fumble, fam. Guess he had some fumbling problems in the practices too.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson might go ahead and snatch that job out of him because once you get in the Ron Rivera doghouse, it's a long way out of that doghouse.
Yeah, but Brian Robinson is gonna be a problem, dog. He was getting in us. Yeah, he was. But yeah, back to Brandon Smith again. Had a great game. 28. This 81.5 isn't nothing to sneeze at. That's 28 snaps. That's a lot of snaps. to be great. It's one thing if you have a 90 like Littleton had, only playing 8 snaps. Brandon Robinson played double that, almost triple that. And then
over triple.
Yeah, and then he over triple, and then still had a great game. Amari Barno, who had a great game, he had played 42 snaps, 3 hurries, and this is another one that could be a pleasant surprise. Dave, when you look at this class, I had low expectations. I had really low expectations for these. I didn't expect these guys to come out and contribute immediately. I thought maybe it was going to take 1 to 2 years to get these guys going. Brandon Smith could be great this season. Next season, he could be great. He could be coming into his own. Amari Barno, who's still filling out his frame, had a great game. 2 tackles, 3 hurries. Very good game for Amari Barno, bro. Very good game. And then Cade Mays, Dave. Cade Mays is going to be a problem. 45 snaps at right guard.
He could play any position on the line, bro.
He can play anything on the line.
When they draft him.
He can play anything on the line, bro. He can play center. And we talked about, you talk about Eflin. You talk about Bozeman, who we don't really know about Bozeman. He was real close to be on my stock down this day. You talk about Bozeman and Eflin. Those are question marks. Cade Mays can slide right in that center.
Real talk. And I know that I'm about to call him Rivera. I know Rule ain't gonna
Don't do that. Don't ever do that, Dave.
No. I know Rule ain't gonna do it because I almost call him Rivera because I know Rivera wouldn't do it. But if I was Rule right now, I would stick Cade Mays at center and see what the hell happens this weekend. I'm serious, bro. I'm dead ass. Yeah. No, you gotta get this man in with the ones just to see what he does.
Yeah, and Cade was another guy that I drafted a lot late. Cade Mays is a good player. And he gave up 0 pressures on 45 snaps, bro. That's some good work. 45 snaps, 0 pressures, only gave up 1 penalty, all played at right guard. And like Dave said, he can play all over. That was his specialty. He can play. He's like a super swing guy. You can put him anywhere. Center, tackle, guard. He can play all over the place. And so he's a good piece to have. Absolutely making the roster, could contribute. And then shout out to Austin. He says Matt Corral is looking like he's set up to fail. Hold that thought. We're going to get into that. Kaylon Barnes, 51.5. Not too bad. 21 snaps, 3 tackles, 4 targets, only gave up 1 reception for, I believe, 14 yards. I think he had a nice pass breakup too. I don't think I put it up here, but he had a nice pass breakup who showed some good breaking speed. And again, he's the fastest dude in the league almost. Not fast dude in the league, but he had the fastest 40 at the combine. And he showed that off in this game, that breaking speed. He doesn't quite have the instincts yet. Once he gets the instincts and then combines that with his closing speed, he could be a problem. Mm-hmm. He could be a problem. So again, he got a ways to go. But he could be a problem in a couple of years. But like I said, this rookie class, I did not anticipate being as impactful as they could be based off of what I saw. It's only 1 preseason game. Don't get me wrong, 1 preseason game. I'm not trying to say they're going to be the greatest class ever. That's not what I'm saying. I just had super low expectations for all these guys, except for Icky. Icky was the only one I was like, he going to start day 1, and then it's not even looking like that's going to be the case. But Icky was going to start day 1, and everybody else was going to be like year 2. They were going to be contributors in year 2, year 3. But it's looking like that could accelerate.
Bruh, like Cade Mays, I'm happy that he's balling, yo. I thought Brandon Smith was special anyway. I thought with the whole fiasco going on with Damian Wilson, with the linebacker, that Brandon Smith would have a shot to get an opportunity. And he's taking advantage of the opportunity that he currently has. And Cade Mays actually getting that high of a PFF score with that amount of snaps. And I understand it was with the second and third team, but it, you need to push his ass up to the first team to see what happened, bro.
Get in where you fit in, dog.
I'm telling you.
And I've seen him play. I've seen him move up and play with the twos and stuff. And I know he has some penalty issues in practice, but I think he's gonna be all right. Cade Mays is gonna be a problem in the future. And then you guys are saying Austin Pleasance. Yes, Austin Pleasance was another guy that had a very, very good game. Let me see if I can pull his. He played 45 snaps, had an 80 grade, 80.2. And he gave up 0 pressures as well. all of his snaps were taken at right tackle. So again, he's listed as a guard, but he played all of his snaps at right tackle. So Pleasance was again solid, 6'7". He was drafted by the Jaguars in 2022. We got him as a as a free agent. So I think Pleasance is another guy. Keep an eye on. He could be our next Andrew Norwell. A guy you pick up just needs a shot. So he could end up making a rotation. He had a damn good game. Damn good game, bro.
Mm-hmm. We almost got 500 people watching. And make sure you guys like the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, hit that sub button if you haven't done so. We're trying to get 20K before week 1. We got a long way to go. Probably not going to make it, but we got to hit the shot.
Keep running, man.
All right.
Let's keep running.
So here we go. Dave, let's talk about this. The Corral conundrum. Because, boy, did Matt Corral look awful. He looked awful, bro. And let's just keep it a buck. He's probably the worst rookie of all the rookies that I've seen play this weekend. He was the worst. Zappy. I'm talking about all the cats look good. But what did I tell y'all? Bro? He ain't getting the reps. He's not getting the reps in practice. And for him to go out there and play the whole fourth quarter, it just didn't look good. It didn't look good. You're right. He didn't have protection. He had some throws he could have made. Y'all, I see some caping in here. There's some throws he should have completed. Let's be honest. He should have completed a couple of throws. Okay? They weren't complete. But I'm not blaming him because he does not get the reps. Meanwhile, and I told y'all, don't come at me for keeping it a buck when I'm the one that told y'all this was going to happen. I told y'all in my preview that this was going to happen because he's not getting the reps in practice. I said, do not compare him to Malik Willis. Don't compare him to any other rookie quarterback because he's not getting the reps that they're getting. Case in point, look at Sam Howell. In the game, the same game versus each other. Sam Howell played the entire second half. He got comfortable. He was moving and grooving out there. I was like, damn, Sam Howell looked great out there. Meanwhile, Matt Corral doesn't look good, bro. It's not his fault. And then shout out to Sheena Quick. She asked Matt Rule the question. Do you think it's a problem to him getting limited reps? Oh, we all got to deal with what the circumstances, blah, 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 blah. Cap.
He could have just said yes. All he had to do was say yes. All he had to do was say yes. All he had to do was say yes.
But, bro, Matt Corral deserves better, bro. The focus is on finding the starting quarterback. It's not on Matt Corral, bro.
But you know that. We all knew this. We knew the moment that we traded for Baker that Corral was going to be in the back burner. All you guys talking about, he could be Russell Wilson. He could do this. No. He wasn't going to get that with the coach we have. Like, you can't compare a scenario to another team when you got different elements in the equation. They ain't no Pete Carroll here, guys. I'm not calling Pete Carroll. They ain't no Pete Carroll here, man. Like, there's no Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was willing to make it a fair and balanced quarterback competition. Matt Rule isn't. We know that already. So let's not get out here and think, oh, well, Corral could beat out Sam and Baker. No, the hell he's not. Not with this coaching staff. You got to have the coaching staff too.
Yeah.
Even if Corral balled, Rashad? If Corral walked out of there in the fourth quarter and he went like 9 for 12 for like a buck 20, threw a touchdown. Do you think he would have gotten a chance to start? I don't.
No. He
wouldn't have. It wouldn't matter what he did.
Yeah.
Like what he did was expected considering the circumstances.
So the shout out to Jared for this the super chat real quick. Playoff caliber coaches set their rookies up for success this past weekend. PJ getting all the reps for what? Cut PJ already. And so that's a great point and great segue, right? Yeah, let's get these likes up, man. Let's get these likes.
Yeah,
we got
man.
520
over
people
500
watching.
people want it. Yeah,
let's
we
get these likes
gotta
up,
get
bro.
these likes up. We gotta at least
And
get 350, 400.
And hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Hit that subscribe button for your boys. Let's run it up. All right. So going back to Matt Corral, and what was so frustrating is you see somebody said in the chat, the PJ Walker showcase. Bro, PJ Walker led the team in snaps at quarterback. Why?
I'm not shocked by that. Why?
Why?
That's easy. You know why?
Dave? Why?
Matt Corral's been the fourth string quarterback this entire ride. Of course, PJ Walker was going to get the bulk of the snaps. He was going to take most of the snaps because they're also going to try to trade him before they release him. They're going to try to get something out of him. But the reality is they're not going to get anything out of him. He's probably going to end up on his practice squad with a veteran's exception. But it's fine. I mean, if that's what they want to make the attempt to do, that's on them. But the bottom line is, you knew once we had a competition in place, everybody was asking us to trade for Baker. Let's trade for Baker. Let's go get Baker. Not thinking about what happens after you trade for Baker. It wasn't going to be a situation where we were going to cut PJ. Trading for Baker didn't mean we were going to cut Sam. We weren't going to trade Sam. Who in the hell wants Sam? If Zach Wilson would have tore his ACL, Sam wasn't going to be on the top of the list. They would have went after Jimmy G. They would have probably gave Cam a call. And if those two failed, then they would have considered Sam. Maybe. And even then, I still think they probably would have picked somebody else up. They would have kicked the tires of some other guy that's sitting out there in the wire. That's sitting out there in free agents before they would have considered trading for Sam. Like, we got to get out of this. We're going to trade Sam for something nonsense. It ain't happening, guys.
Sam not getting traded. So let's break this down a little bit, Dave, because right. So this is what happened. This is the reality, right? And Dave, you touched on it. PJ Walker's getting the bulk of the snaps because first of all, Matt Rule was doing him a massive favor. Massive favor. You know why, Dave? This is shout to Pat Coltrane. This is nephewtism on display. Full display right here. This is nephewtism on full display. Because you are sacrificing. This is what's happening. He's sacrificing Matt Corral to do PJ Walker a favor to put up some film so he can get because even if they cut him, potentially make another team. Right. So this is not about Matt Corral's development. This is not about even because I'm even cool with you playing. I'm not cool with it. But I understand you trying. I don't understand it either. But I see what's going on. I see what's going on with Baker and Sam. I see that. I see it.
Well, I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
No, bro. Rashad, I see it, but I don't believe it. I believe it. I ain't believe this since they traded for the man. I don't believe it. Like, I know, initially, I believed it for like 30 seconds. And then I watched and I was like, oh, nah. This dude about to win this starting job. We are wasting our damn time here. We're causing development of these other guys, but it should have been expected.
Yeah, and it's because Matt Rule is focused. He has to focus on winning right now.
No, it's more than that.
Right
it's
now,
more than that.
What is it?
It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. This man's been calling Sam Darnold. Since Sam Darnold showed up here. He's still calling him to this day. I don't care what you guys tell me.
This is cap right here. I hate this excuse. I hate this. They have told you from day one Matt Corral's a development project. Where's the development?
There ain't no development.
Ain't no development. He's not getting no reps. So you can't say he's a project and he needs a project development when you're not getting him no snaps. He's not getting anything. He's not getting anything. And then when he goes out there and looks crazy, people are going to kill him. And I told y'all, don't judge him because he's not getting reps, bro. If you're gonna seriously develop him, then you give him reps, bro. He's not getting any reps. PJ Walker is getting the reps, and PJ Walker is not going to be here week 1, or if he is, he'll be on a practice squad. We are sacrificing nephewtism for Matt Corral.
Nothing's changed, bro. I mean, nothing's changed. But you see, man, but it goes back to the trade because the moment you traded for Baker is the moment that the coaching staff and Fitterer's got to take some of this too, guys. They made the decision that winning is the priority, and that's fine. You should make that the priority. But the way that they're handling it right now is going to be a detriment to Corral. Because look at this. Think about the scenarios that could happen this year, right? Let's say the Panthers do go 10-6. They make the playoffs, right? They make the playoffs with Baker. All right. And then Baker, so at that point, what we're going to do, we're going to re-sign Baker, right? That's going to happen. We're going to re-sign Baker, and then Sam's going to walk, most likely. And then Corral's now the backup. So now we drafted this kid. Corral's going to be the backup quarterback. He might not ever get an opportunity unless Baker gets hurt.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So at that point, he's pretty much done so, right? So then here's the second scenario. We come out here and we're like 7-10.
They spitting right now. Y'all need to, because
y'all need to pay attention to this. Y'all look, y'all can go ahead and clip this entire segment and watch it a year from now. So we go the second scenario, we go 7-10, 8-9, 6-11 in that range. Temper decides to let Rule go for his fourth season. They don't re-sign Baker. They don't re-sign Sam. In comes Corral starting next season.
Yep.
You can decide how you think that scenario is going to go. I'm not going to go there right now. Then there's the third scenario. The whole bottom falls off on this shit. We go 3-14, 2-15, 4-13. One of the worst teams in the NFL. Top 10 pick, maybe top 5. Rule might get fired at that point. Federer might not be safe either. And then now we're out here looking for a new quarterback. So you think Matt Corral's going to get an opportunity then? No, he's not. Spitting. He's not. So, you guys got to quit thinking about the now. You got to be thinking about when we make this decision, what happens long term. It goes back to not having patience with the quarterback position as soon as this regime showed up. It boils down to that. And they're continuously showing it. But I understand the pressure because Tepper wants to win. The man hasn't had a winning season since he bought the team. Got it. Understood that. But at the same time, now you're out here putting this guy in a bad spot. And there's only one scenario we can see him starting. That's a 7-10 year, which quite frankly, I have no interest in watching. I have no interest in that. And y'all don't either. But the whole thing about, Corral could beat them both, that was never going to happen. Corral might have had a shot to beat Sam if it was just Sam. Maybe if he got the same amount of reps. Maybe he has an outside shot to do it. But I still think Sam would have won that battle. But then, Sam's going to get hurt. So he'll get some game time because that's the Sam Darnold way. He's never played a full season in his career. That was his best shot to get on the field. But right now, ain't happening. It's not happening right now. You guys are trying to create all these crazy scenarios, and that's not going to occur. But I'm done. But I just want to lay that out there for you guys because you guys don't. You guys ain't thinking about what happens after this year.
It puts Corral in a messed up situation if you're not developing him. And I think Panther Blue came up here and said, yeah, he's a project quarterback, needs to develop, but you have to give him reps to develop. And what's going to happen is, and Dave hit it right on the head, when you need Matt Corral, he's not going to be ready because you're not preparing for it now. You have to give him reps. Go ahead.
By the way, I know another third-round pick that wasn't a backup, and y'all kept thinking he was going to be this guy, and his name was Russell Wilson. And they just paid a quarterback at the time in Seattle when Russell Wilson beat that dude out. So carry on.
He said, I believe it was Baker. Chat. Second royalty, appreciate it. He says, I believe Baker take out to the playoffs and try free agency. Yeah, because when you got to break the bank. If that happens, so all right, you didn't even count about that scenario, Dave. Did you? Did you count that scenario?
No, I did. That was the first scenario.
Okay, that was the first one.
If we make the playoffs, we're gonna re-sign Baker. It ain't gonna be no 2-year type of situation.
And it'd
be like a 3 or 4 year. It'd be like a 3 or 4 year
backup
deal
for Matt.
And then Matt's gonna be the backup. Sam will walk and Matt will be the backup. No, I got that. That was the first thing I said. If we make the playoffs, bro, we're going to resign the quarterback that got us there. Period. That's happening. That is happening, guys. The moment we traded for Baker, that is the new scenario that came up. If we don't trade for Baker, Sam would have to be Jesus Christ Almighty to get re-signed here because he ain't show enough to get a long-term deal. Baker has shown enough in his career to get one, whether you like him or not.
True.
Point blank, period.
Baker gonna get paid. Even with an average season, Baker gonna hit the market. He gonna get paid, especially if it leads to W's for us.
And you know why, right? Because getting decent quarterbacks are hard to come by. Kirk Cousins has been getting banked.
Yeah.
Getting banked for years.
Yeah, man.
So,
all right. So let's move on because it's a bad situation for Matt, bro. I saw it when I see this dude taking mental reps at camp. It bothers me, man, because I knew he was gonna get thrown out here in the preseason game and look not like people was expecting him to look, and then he looks crazy. Like, and if you're not looking at it with the right context, then it just sucks for him. But hopefully he'll get more. Once they settle in on the 3 quarterbacks, hopefully he'll get the reps he deserves once they start practicing during the season. And then hopefully next training camp, he'll be able to get some good reps to put some good film up. But don't expect anything this season. Even this preseason, like don't expect it, bro, because he's talented. Because I've seen it. Here we go. So shout out to Second Royalty. He says, no, I believe Baker a good dude to the point you wouldn't want to overshadow the kid that's especially with the situation he just came from. Yeah. You want to address that, Dave?
I mean, I didn't say Baker wasn't a good dude. I just think that I'm not knocking the situation because it's all about Rule winning, but it's all about the Panthers trying to win games. But you made a decision to draft this kid. This kid, like Corral, thought he had an opportunity to compete. And it's obvious that he does not, at least not this year. And the thing is, he's going to have that. Luckily, we didn't use like a high round pick, and he ain't going to get Josh. And it's not a Josh Rosen situation. But there could be a legitimate scenario where that man don't play. That man about to be Jimmy Clausen status. Like, there could be a legitimate scenario that we drafted this kid thinking that he might potentially get an opportunity. And if, because we're so bad, he's not going to. Or if we're too good, he's just going to be a backup. Like, I mean, that's just the reality of the fact, guys. Like, it's simple mathematics. Mathematics.
Abel says, will Baker sink or swim with the Panthers this year? I think he's gonna swim. I think he's gonna be successful. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It just depends what's in front of him. So speaking of that, Dave, let's go ahead and talk about my overall thoughts for the game real quick. So I thought third down, especially, and I'm talking about specifically with the ones, the third down efficiency was there. We were unpredictable with the play calls. I think we did like a draw play on third down and like 3. Which would turn out to be a really good play. I think we rushed for like 8 yards on that play. And then obviously shots.
Vintage John
Fox. Yeah, John Fox. But it worked. And then, Shot Smith with a couple of third down conversions. So we were really good with Baker at the helm on third down, which is a much different scenario than last year. Last year, we could not convert third downs for nothing. Again, we talked about the linebacker play. Big plus. And then, like I said, the draft class contribution, I thought that was solid as well. And then, so for the negatives, the pass rush, there wasn't much of a pass rush. And y'all know, like I said, we talked about this going into the offseason, and we didn't re-sign Hassan Reddick. First thing I said was, when we don't re-sign him, y'all going to be talking about where's the pass rush. And so that's kind of where we were. I think we only had, let me see. Well, we had a decent amount of pressure because Austin Larkin had a couple, but we had 2 sacks. Phil Hoskins and Drew Jordan, I think they combined for that one. But it wasn't much pressure on the quarterback. And I'm looking around, and Sam Howell's out there running, scrambling around. I'm like, yo, we cannot get this. There's no pass rush. So I'm not. This is why I didn't put nobody on stock down, because I'm not panicking. I'm just saying that this is something to keep an eye on when you watch the next game. Can we generate a pass rush? Interior offensive line play. Let's talk about it. Pat Eflin, Austin Corbett. Both of those guys were garbage. And the small, in the small sample size that they had, it wasn't pretty. Let's just be real. It was not pretty. And people can argue, well, what about Bradley Bozeman? Why isn't Bozeman starting? I think that's another conversation we gotta have. Exactly. I think that's a conversation we gotta have because Bozeman, I think we might be, and I said this on the last stream, I think we might be overrating Bozeman. I don't think he may not be as good as we thought he was.
Bro, look what we paid him.
Can't beat Eflin. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So he didn't have a market either. Nobody wanted him.
The penalty for blocking for Lamar Jackson, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I asked the question. Because Lamar kind of creates his own, but that's kind of a gift and a curse. It makes it hard for offensive linemen to block for you too. You know what I'm saying? When you out there, got a quarterback that's running around, that's difficult. But I think you also get the benefit of the doubt too when especially they are a running team. I think PFF loves run blocking offensive line. I think he benefited from that as well. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, bro. It was not pretty from the interior. Pat Elflein, Austin Corbett wasn't good. Bozeman wasn't that much better. He had a better grade than Elflein. Elflein had a 45.6. Bozeman had a 54.6. But again, going against different level of competition, Bozeman running with the 2s, Elflein running with the 1s, obviously. And and again, I think Cody was in here earlier talking about Deontay Brown. Deontay Brown had a solid game. Why isn't this man getting more love? He's not giving up any pressures. He gave up 0 pressures, bro, on the interior of the offensive line.
You know why.
Play all the snaps at left guard, which is where we're struggling.
You know why. You know why.
I don't.
Dude, it's obvious that they don't like the fact that he's big like that. They don't like the fact that he's not a big enough.
Is he winning his reps? Is he winning his reps or no?
Bro, I'm not the coach. Yo, Rashad, I'm just a podcast guy. I'm not the coach. Like, I agree with you, bro. I think he should be playing more. But the reality is, it's obvious that the coaching staff has an expectation that he's obviously not meeting. Like, I mean, what do you want me to say? We'll probably see K Meigs in the starting lineup before we see Deontay Brown. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm getting at.
You're probably right about that, actually.
No, I mean, you could just tell. Like, I think, and I stand by what I said earlier about Cade. They need to throw his ass in the starting lineup and just see what the hell happens. They need to put him with the one, see what the hell happens, bro.
No. And so, no, I just think you need to find your guys and let them mesh. You got to, again, we're doing the same thing with the quarterbacks. You've shifting these guys around, all these different combinations, and it's not helping anybody. Like, bro, put the best 5 out there, give them the starting 5 reps, and make it happen. Like, I don't think the 5 that's out there that goes out there with the 1s, that's probably not going to be your starting 5 at week 1. Right now, the starting 5 that goes out there is Brady Christensen, Michael Jordan, Pat Elflein, Austin Corbett, and Taylor Moton. That is not going to be your week 1 starters. So what are we doing here?
They might think
you need to find the guys and let them play, bro.
Rashad, if that's the starting 5, this fan base is going to be furious.
It is. Yeah, they are. They are. Find the 5, bro.
It's all about giving folks opportunity, though, and you know that. It's all about giving folks opportunity, bro. You know that. You know it. I know it. I don't know why we trying to debate this. Like, there's a reason why K Mays is sitting where he's sitting in the depth chart. There's a reason why Deontay Brown is sitting where he's at in the depth chart. It's obvious that they're seeing some things that they don't. Well, K's a rookie, so it's just probably just a matter of he just got to get the opportunity. But Deontay Brown's been on this roster going to his 2nd year. So they're seeing things that they don't like, and that's what it boils down to. And watch, if we decide to cut Deontay Brown, that man gonna get picked up. And he's gonna end up.
He's gonna ball out somewhere. I'll be pissed.
He's gonna ball out somewhere, and then we're gonna be looking like, what in the hell? We didn't draft Trey Smith for a damn long snapper. We drafted Deontay Brown, who didn't give up a damn sack. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't give him an opportunity. He goes to another squad and balls. This fan base will lose their mind. Lose their
Yeah,
mind,
man.
yo.
Shout out to these super chats coming in. He says, Abel says, who will be a surprise cut? And do y'all see the Panthers making a free agent signing? No, I don't see us signing anybody because I think we have the talent. I don't think, unless it's an injury.
Speaking of pass rush, you saw that Nassib got signed by the damn Bucks?
Yeah, Nassib got signed by the Bucks,
yeah.
which is, yeah, man, that sucks because I like Nassib.
That's irritating.
It is. He's going to be solid rotational pass rusher. I like that a lot. But yeah, I don't see us sign anybody. As far as a surprise cut, I have to take a look at the roster. I don't know if there's going to be a surprise cut, but we're going to address that a little bit later down the road.
Yeah, so let's look at this one because we wasted the draft pick when we drafted Corral. Everyone knew we were going to get a veteran QB. For all that, we could have drafted Malik Willis. I disagree. If we would have drafted Malik Willis, he would have been in the same situation that we are now. They wouldn't have given him the reps. He wouldn't have won the job. We wouldn't be talking about him getting killed because he wouldn't have gotten the opportunity. It would have been the same scenario. Sometimes it's not about the quarterback you get in these drafts. It's about the coaching staff that's going to be behind him. And if you don't have folks that are going to try to push and believe and think that you got the opportunity, he ain't going to be good. You think Tom Brady would have been good with any other coach? You honestly think that any random coach that would have drafted Tom Brady in the 6th round would have figured out that he was freaking Tom Brady? No. He had to have the right plays. Like, come on, guys.
Well, he did win a Super Bowl without Belichick.
Okay, but he won 6 with them.
Just playing devil's advocate, man. I get you got
6
your,
with
I get
that
your
man.
point. I get your point.
No, but my point is, like, you gotta have the proper coaching staff. You think Russell Wilson would have gotten the chance that he would have gotten if it wasn't for the coaching staff that he had around him and the team that he had around him? Or Big Ben? Like, come on, guys. You got to have the right staff around him, too. That matters. That's why Jimmy Clausen was cooked when he got drafted when Fox was the coach. He was never going to get the opportunity.
Deontay Brown's PFF score was a 60.9, which, if you want to look at the guard Pleasance played guard. Horton was the highest graded guard. He played 15 snaps, graded out a 66.1. Michael Jordan, a 56.3. Deontay Brown, 60.9. So you got Deontay grading out higher than Michael Jordan. But obviously they played two different, it is what it is, man.
Yo, let me be clear, bro. If Tom Brady got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, he would not have been Tom Brady. He would have been trash, just like that trash franchise that they've had over the last 30 years. He would have been terrible. Let's not act foolish with this. If he would have got drafted by the Lions,
coaching matters.
Tom Brady,
coach,
that shit matters. That shit matters.
It matters.
Coaching, GM, all that shit matters. Like, let's not do this. If Tom Brady started as a Detroit Lion, he would have been Matthew Stafford in Detroit. He would have showed some sparks, but he would end up being garbage because everything that was around him. He would have probably made the playoffs once or twice and didn't win a single playoff game. Then he would have went to a dope team like the Rams and then won a Super Bowl. They would have put pieces around him because it's managed well there. Like, stop it, guys. Let's keep it a buck.
All right. Let's move on from Tom Brady. We got enough dealing with him throughout the season.
For the love of God.
So that's it. So that was it for my overall thoughts. Do you have anything else you want to add to this?
That need to settle for starter shit is gonna be a tone for me. Like, it would be nice going into the Patriots game that we know who the starters are, but I know that's not going to be the case. But the biggest fear I have right now is that we're still trying to figure this shit out going into the 3rd preseason game. That would bother the fuck out of me. That would bother me.
I agree.
That would bother me a lot because this is ridiculous, man. We're going to be pretty much trying to figure this out week 1 against Cleveland, which might have Deshaun Watson. Like, Christ, man, we cannot afford to do this if we want to win week 1, whether Deshaun plays or not.
All right, let's move on, Dave. Speaking of next week, we got the joint practices coming up with Bill Belichick. And Dave, did you see Bill Belichick's quote about Matt Rule?
Yeah, about talking about he likes football, I like football. Yeah, like
and we got a lot in common.
Dude, bro, I live up here, man. Listen, man, hear me out. I live up here, bro. And there's a couple things I can tell you about Bill Belichick. Unless a kid's asking them a question, he ain't answering a damn question for you. And even when that kid does ask a question, he only answered one out of the two. Normally, you're going to get Belichickisms, which are, by the way, the greatest answers in a press conference. I just watch them shits just to laugh how he dodges these questions because it's hilarious to watch, bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah, because
he acts like he knows nothing, but he knows everything.
His dude said, yeah, we got a lot in common. Matt Rule's a football guy, and I said, yeah, that's about all you got in common with Matt Rule because he's got a lot of L's to his name, and you don't.
Truth be told, you know what coach Bill Belichick is impressed with on our staff?
Cool.
Phil Snow.
Oh, man, they about the same age.
That's exactly why. He said in the past that you out here with the jokes and the ageism jokes, but it's fine. He said in the past that Phil Snow's probably one of the best coaches that knows football. He's a hell of a football coach. He said there ain't too many folks that know defense is better than him. So from that standpoint, you know what I'm saying? That's high praise from Bill. Because Bill gets obsessed with cats that like he's impressed with from like a player or a coach. He just gets obsessed with certain cats.
All right. So what do we expect for these joint practices, man? I feel like it's gonna be a good test. I love when our coaches get to go against real coaches, and you kind of get to see the comparison on how we handle things. Versus how they handle things like starters and who plays and when they play. Because I really think you have to take a look at what everybody else is doing in the league. And when you do that, when you take the assessment of what everybody else is doing around the league and you compare it to what we do, you're like, yo, what are we doing? This is why we're so critical of us because I see what's going on around the league and you're like, yo, what? This doesn't make sense. And I would get it if it translated to W's. I wouldn't question it. Like your methods would work if we're getting W's. Like I wouldn't question it at all, but we're not. And then I'm like questioning why, and it just nothing makes sense. So it's good to see us go up against some guys. I think again, like I said earlier, the roster's healthy. So going up against a good Patriots, good, well-coached Patriots squad. And I'm gonna be interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this thing goes down with regards to this. I mean, the Patriots. Now, let me be clear, but let me do the super chat real quick, and then we'll talk some more. How long was Aaron Rodgers the backup? Aaron Rodgers was the backup for I think at least 4 seasons, 4 years. I believe.
It was like 4 years. Yeah, 3 or 4 years. 4 years.
They had to make a decision because otherwise he was going to walk. And that and remember, he was a first-round pick. The Packers traded back into the draft to get him. So, because they didn't expect him to fall that far. So when you take that into account, that's right. What it was.
Continue. Now,
so the Patriots got some challenges on their end too. Offensively, man, they haven't even decided who the offensive coordinator is going to be yet. Right now, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge are sharing the duties. So when you take that into account, I think the Patriots are in a situation where they're trying to figure things out too on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, what's up with them? They got a lot of people like retiring and like leaving, and what's going on with that?
Dude, like I don't want to look, man. I live up here, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I think Mac Jones. I think last year there was a lot of Brady comparisons to Mac Jones. That's going to simmer down this year, in my opinion. And shout out to Damian Harris. Shout out to James White because he did just recently retire. Fun fact about James White: never fumbled the ball.
Wow, that's crazy.
Ever.
I didn't know that.
In his career. Never. Because they did their job. So, I mean, the Patriot way is different, man. But right now, they don't have an offensive coordinator. And Bill Belichick has no interest in saying who it's going to be. But I guess this game is going to be telling because typically this is the dress rehearsal. So whoever's going to be calling plays in this one is going to be, we'll know who the offensive coordinator is going to be, who's going to call the shots. Right now, each Patricia has a quarterback he likes, and Joe Judge has a quarterback he likes. Neither one of them is Mac Jones. So they don't know who's going to be calling the plays with Mac Jones getting in. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to go. But I think our defense should be able to take advantage of the offense because they're still trying to figure it out on the offensive side of the ball. but the Patriots still has a pretty good defense. So it'll be interesting to see how Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold handles that first team defense. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to go.
Hey, Sean, since they took away the fourth game, this week 2 is it now? That people chill on the last one, which is week 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's all 3 games now.
So, yeah, we got the preview coming up on Wednesday. Just to kind of lay the land here, we kind of have a schedule now that's just going to go into the season. Obviously, we have our live show on Mondays. We're also going to go live on Wednesdays to preview the game for the upcoming week. So this coming Wednesday, we're going to go live at same time, 9:00, to preview the game. And Dave, I'm trying to get Lauren on the show. So shout out to Lauren from Charlotte Vibe, or she's formerly of Charlotte Vibe. She's no longer with Charlotte Vibe. But
I didn't know that.
She's a friend of the show.
Yep.
We could ask her about it, but it's not nothing bad.
I figured.
She's doing something else, but I'm trying to get her on the show. So hopefully, she said she could show up. But with the new thing she's doing, she's gonna see. She should be able to come through. But we'll see. So we're gonna get Lauren on the show to kind of see where her thoughts on the season, how it looks, and then we'll preview the game and kind of dive into it a little bit further. So Dave, any thoughts on the we'll hold the thoughts for the preview, but that's what we're gonna do. So and then on Friday, you still doing stuff on Friday, Dave?
I'm gonna do something on Friday for the Patreon folks, because I think folks are starting to draft teams, so I gotta give them some updates on what's been going on from that standpoint. And because I'm gonna be going to training camp for the next couple of days, I do want to do something on training camp on joint practices, excuse me. So I'm either gonna do it Wednesday prior to the preview, or maybe we could talk about it during the preview. We'll figure that out. So, because I'm hoping to get out there by 7:00 tomorrow morning, and
we need that footage, Dave.
We'll see what I can do, man. We'll see what I can do. So my iPhone hopefully the weather cooperates. My iPhone probably should get some good footage for you guys.
Yeah, we do. So we gotta set this up, Dave.
Oh, you're talking about for the one that's
Yeah, that one.
You got the people? You got your 10 folks?
Yeah. No, well, not all of them are gonna show up live, but yeah, we do.
All right.
We'll get it set up.
I'll set it up. No, I'll set it
all
up.
Right.
It's gonna be Thursday. It's gonna be Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll get it set up.
One thing I had to do was here we go. All right, so I gotta do the drawing for this Luke thing before we get out of here. So this is the random picker for the Luke. Let me just refresh it for Luke 8x10. Give me 1 second. Let me get it set up. Include. In just the comments, 184 unique comments. We're getting ready to pull this thing. Here we go for the Luke 8x10. Shuffle it. We're starting. Let's get it. Yo, this dude Landon winning everything. Bro, how you win this, bro? That's kind of crazy. So Landon, I believe Landon, he just won a darn is a Patreon member too. Just want something else from us too. So shout out to Landon, bro. I wish I would have known this earlier because I would have thrown this in the same bag. But shout out to Landon, man. He was the random winner. So hey, shout out to Landon, bro. That's crazy. This man got super luck.
Yo, Landon out here need to be playing Powerball.
You gotta hit the lottery, Landon. You gotta play the lottery or something, bro.
Yeah, man. If you got you out here racking up.
Shout out to Landon, man. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I didn't say it's random, not on me. But yeah, man, shout out to Landon. But yeah, so get at me, Landon. I'll put that thing in the mail for you. But that was all I had, Dave. That was all I had.
All right, man. Good show. I will say that.
Good show, man.
Show.
Yeah, it's a good show. Good show. But yeah,
Good
we'll be back
show.
on Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday to break down the joint practices that happened so far, and then talk about the game.
What time Wednesday? 8, 9 o'clock? What time we doing this?
9.
Oh, yeah, you got class. I forgot, man. You trying to get educated. I can't knock it, man. You get educated. So.
Yeah,
all right, man.
So 9 o'clock, we'll be back.
9 o'clock on Wednesday.
That being said, hit that like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff, notification bell, good, all that. We out of here. We'll holler at y'all on Wednesday. Peace out, y'all.
Peace, guys. It's been real.